Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Just a Mom. My name's Megan, and today I am going to show you guys how I make corned beef and cabbage. So I have this, it's just a corned beef brisket. It's like 3 pounds, and they come with seasoning packets in. So all you need is this, the seasoning packet that's in there, salt, pepper. I have half an onion. And then I just bought like a Bud Light, the cheapest beer I could find. And I'm going to add some of that in there. And you throw it in your crock pot. It is 12:15 right now, so later than what I wanted to, but I didn't have the beer. And so I have it on high. I'm going to cook it on high for probably 4 hours or so, till about 5. And then I'll turn it down to low. And then at 5, I will add in my potatoes and carrots. And then at 7 or 6:30, 7 o'clock, I'll add in the cabbage. So let's get started. Yeah, see, you can see right there is the seasoning packet. So I actually cut this up in my crock pot because I want all the juices and everything that's in here to go in with it. So there's a seasoning packet. Looks really gross because it's like covered in the blood and everything, but it's just fine. So you throw this in. I'm gonna put this in my sink. And it sounds odd, but I rinse the packet off just because I don't like holding it when it's covered and stuff. So now I always add beer before anything else. So I'm going to, and then I don't measure. I just add enough to cover it. Not fully, but probably like half a can is what I'm guessing. Yeah. Right around half a can. And then I gotta cut this. I wish they made these where you could just rip them and cut. So then it has a seasoning packet, like I said. You just sprinkle that over the top. This is like one of my favorite recipes. Like my grandma in the summertime would make this all the time. And like you don't have to add your vegetables in here, but it has such good flavor that I always do. So I break up the onions and throw them on and everything. And then the only other thing, I think I might just add the rest of this. I don't know. I'm just going to add the rest of this beer. And like the flavor of the beer is still there, but the alcohol cooks out. So, and it just cooks in. It makes it really tender and really good. Makes the potatoes really good. And then I just add extra pepper and salt. Just because that's what I like. And like you can add as much salt and pepper as you'd like and whatnot. And then you just throw this. I'm sure you could cook this in an Instant Pot as well, but I don't have one of those. Then I just put my lid on. Let's show you guys real quick. Okay, as you can see, there's just, like the beer doesn't even fully cover it, but it covers it pretty well. And then I got my onions and I got my corned beef in there and all the seasonings. And you could add butter. I have a little bit here. I might actually add some. So probably 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter that I just added on. My container went all crazy. So like you don't have to add butter, but it does help. It will just give it some better flavor. And the beer was, I don't even know how many ounces. It's just a tall can. That's all I know. Doesn't even have nutritional facts on here. That's crazy. Oh yeah, it does. I'm thinking it's like 24 ounces is what I'm thinking. 25 ounces of beer. And I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter what kind. If you already drink it, just add a can or two. If you don't have to. You could do water instead. But the beer does add really good flavor. And then I have whole potatoes and carrots and cabbage that'll be going in here. Like I said, the potatoes and the carrots are going to take longer, so they'll go in like 2 to 3 hours before we eat. And then the cabbage will just go right up on top, and it will be like an hour before we eat. And then you scoop up the vegetables and have your meat off the side, and it's just all in one meal. Okay, we'll get you lunch in a second. So I will check back in when I add other stuff and show you. Okay guys, I'm back and I'm getting ready to add some potatoes. I have like 7 of these small potatoes. I'm going to cut them into fourths. Yeah, I think fourths. And then carrots. I have just a bag of carrots, baby carrots. I'm not even going to cut those up, and I'm going to throw those in with corned beef. And it smells so good. Like, this like brings back so many memories of being with like my grandma and my grandpa. So the potatoes are pretty big chunks. I'm just going to put them like that, and then just throw them in. And I like it like that with big chunks, because then you can kind of like smash them up and add butter to them and whatnot. And then, like I said earlier, I am not adding any cabbage until later, because cabbage only takes like an hour or so to cook, if that. So that will be later. This is like, we never ate it on St. Patrick's Day. Like, sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. Most of the time it was just in the summertime. My grandma would, she always had a big garden. And so, because of that, her having a big garden, she would always have lots of cabbage. And her cabbage was always, it was huge. Like basketball size, huge. Like, there's times I couldn't even fit it into a bag type of big. And so, rather than just eating just cabbage on the side, we'd always make corned beef and cabbage. And my grandpa loved it. My grandma loved it. Like, it was just a favorite. I remember anytime that she'd tell me every weekend that she was making corned beef and cabbage, and I was always like, I want to come over for dinner. And so, I guess it's just childhood memories is why I like it so much. And it tastes really good, and it's simple. Like, it's best if you can find corned beef on sale, honestly. Because corned beef is it's not cheap. It was $16. But like $16 for the corned beef. Carrots were 99 cents. Potatoes were $1, and cabbage was 79 cents a pound. So, I mean, $20. And the reason why I added 6 potatoes is so we can have leftovers. I like threw the rest of the bag of this in so we could have leftovers as well. I'm gonna rinse my hands off. But I want to make sure that like we have plenty of leftovers and everything. Okay, go pee. And so that's one of the reasons why I add so much. Like, there's a lot of corned beef in here. I think it's like 3 pounds. And then with the cabbage and the carrots and the potatoes, like, I don't think I'll add a whole head of cabbage. I'm pretty sure it'll just be half. But there's so much stuff in there, and like it tastes good. And like $20 for a family of 4 for like a meal is pretty reasonable. I mean, it could be cheaper, but it's like a family favorite, or at least for me, it's a favorite. I guess I need to flip the camera, show you guys what it looks like, because it looks pretty darn good. This is what it looks like. It actually doesn't even look like I added that much in there, but it's gonna cook for a couple more hours. We have like 3 hours before we're gonna eat, so it's up on high still. Those will cook for 2 hours, and then I'm gonna add the cabbage in like an hour, in 2 hours, I'll add the cabbage up on top, and it'll just all cook together. So when I do that, I will get back to you guys and show you. And then I'll show you what my plate looks like when it's all done. Thanks again. Hey guys, so I'm back. It is 6:30, and we have about an hour before we're gonna eat dinner. So I already cut up like half a cabbage, and I'm gonna add this in and then stir it and see if I need more or if it's perfect or whatnot. You can add as much cabbage as you like, honestly. Like I need to add more, that's for sure. The only reason I say that is it looks like there's like maybe 2 servings, and cabbage is the lowest in carbs, honestly. So I'd rather have more. So I'm just going to roughly chop this. Like there's nothing special about it. You just chop it and then throw it in the crock pot. It's very simple and whatnot. So, and it's gonna be like completely full now. But cabbage cooks down, so that's good. Okay, as you can tell, that is a whole bunch of cabbage. So it'll cook down quite a bit, and in like an hour, I'll show you what dinner looks like. Okay guys, it is 7:21. My husband will probably be home in about 15 minutes. But I'm going to have my kids start eating now because they take forever to eat. So as you can tell, we just smashed up the potatoes. We have carrots, we have cabbage, and then the corned beef. And the corned beef is super tender. You can just slice it right up, as you can tell. And the potatoes were cooked perfectly. Everything looks great. So that is it. Holly wants to say something really quick.
Mom makes the best dinner ever.
You want to end the video? Do you remember how? Thank you guys for watching this video.
Thank you for watching Mom's video, and give it a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe down below, and bye-bye.
And then comment what your favorite Crockpot meal is.
Comment
comment down below what your favorite.
Comment down below what your favorite Crockpot dinner is.
What's your favorite Crockpot dinner?
This dinner Mom has made.
Corned beef and cabbage,
yes.
Potatoes and carrots.
Yep.
You ready to eat?
Yep.
I think it will be yummy.
Yeah! Really excited. Bye-bye.